Yo guys, what is good? Asi once again with another installment of Quick Cuts. So today we're taking a look at Valentina. I'm creating reviews of lesser used heroes a couple of times per week, so if you don't want to miss any of them, hit the subscribe button. And if there's a hero you want to see tested out, just let me know in the comments below. So let's get into it. Valentina is a faded Frost Chaos hero with magical affinity. Let's go over her skills while you look at her animations. Passive. Mana Absorb 3. Removes a buff from an enemy and gain 1 mana. Gain 1 mana additionally if target's health is above 80%. Remove 1 mana from the target and gain 1 mana yourself if the health of the target is 30% or less. S1. Deals 150% damage to a single target. Additionally, afflicts Frostbite, dealing 92% damage for 2 turns. If the target is under the Fear of the Abyss effect, burns 10 mana. S2. Deals 262% damage to a single target. Additionally, afflicts Frostbite, dealing 92% damage for 4 turns. This ability also burns 10 mana if the target is under the Fear of the Abyss effect. She will apply silence for 5 turns when the attack hits. Gear and stats. My Valentina has full legendary gear with the top row at 50 and the bottom row at 40. She has really good critical hit at 280 but is really slow at 35 speed. When picking gear, focus on attack speed and critical damage. I will compare her against Monica, who is her closest equivalent. Let's take her into a quick PvP battle and then into PvE. Now, with the first Guardians not as prevalent as before, she had a great chance to work in PvP. Unfortunately, due to her element, she usually won't deal any damage with her first attack. Additionally, without Exestruk, she doesn't apply the mana burn, which would be amazing to control enemies' damage output. I picked a team that didn't have anything special to make sure that she would be in the focus, and as you can see, there wasn't really much she did on her own. And as you could see, there wasn't anything that she did on her own. So for PvP she definitely gets a no. PvE. Because I think Ancient Goldmine is one of the harder dungeons and Dot is usually good there, we will take her into that. Monica will join us so we can directly compare. They both have the same level of gear, with Valentina having a higher base stats. Due to Monica being much faster, we can disable targets before they get dangerous for us. Valentina has fairly low mana cost with 1 and 3 on her S1 and S2 respectively, so you might be able to play around with trying to block in order to give her the chance to use her S1 or even S2 immediately. However, that's fairly RNG based. For this stage I usually pick FC Reed Marie since she has an AoE dot for 1 mana, but not everybody has the FC. In general, most of the water dot damage dealers are fairly weak in comparison with their element counterparts. Only FC Reed Marie has an AoE dot for frost. As you can see, the damage isn't really noteworthy or much better in comparison to Monica. The silence can be nice since there actually isn't many heroes with this status effect, and like stuns and other disabling effects, it cannot be cleansed. However, the enemy is still able to hit with their auto attack, which makes it weaker than actual hard CC. Conclusion. All in all, for her rarity, she is very underwhelming. She has a place in Dragons if you need a strong Guardian Stonebreaker, but unfortunately for her, with the new element enhancement, you could do the same with Bernadette, who has the Head Dragon Knight passive, deals more consistent damage, and is in the low rarity of Faded. This all makes her a good candidate to be enhanced to around 3 without many issues. So there goes Valentina's spot for Dragons too. Due to Valentina's dependency on the Exestruk passive, I wouldn't necessarily pick her for anything unless I also have Exestruk. Paired with him, she becomes a lot stronger due to her mana burn. If this is better than a straight up burst character, however, is a hard question. Should we ever get a tank meta, I think she would be able to shine more due to her consistent damage and silence. Until that day, she stays in my vault. Now, if you ask about her FC, at the making of this video there isn't any news out. When she will be released, I will review her gold frame as well. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment on which hero you want to see next. As always, it was a pleasure to have you here, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the grind.